Your cabin is one of the key things you need to decide on before you book your cruise, and there are essentially 4 types to pick from. The cheapest are the inside cabins, which, as the name suggests, are in the interior of the ship without any windows. The lack of natural light may not be appealing, but if you're just planning on using the room to get changed and sleep, do you really need the sun? If you're anticipating spending more time on the other decks, an inside cabin could certainly be your best bet. But just bear in mind that the lack of natural light may affect your body clock a little, as aside from clocks, you'll have no way of telling if it's midday or midnight. For a bit more, you can get an outside cabin, which will feature a porthole that will let the light stream into your room. These are generally located lower down on the ship, so while you get natural light, you may not get much of a view, so you may not think that it's worth the money. Higher up the vessel, you'll find the balcony rooms, which do provide a better vista, as well as a table and somewhere to sit, so you can watch the sunrise while you take breakfast or have a few drinks while you watch it set. You'll pay quite a lot more for this privilege though, although there is still a step up you could go for if you want to splurge. Suites are the top grade of cabin you'll find on board and can range from being large balcony rooms to having multiple areas, bedrooms, jacuzzis on the balcony, the lot. Your choices aren't quite that cut and dried though, so it's always best to ask your agent for all of your options before you decide. For instance, you can get outside and balcony rooms that are described as having an obstructed view due to the placement of lifeboats or their mechanisms. You could find that you can make big savings on these kinds of rooms, so it's always worth inquiring into. If you're travelling by yourself, some newer ships provide single rooms without a huge supplement payment. Make sure you ask your agent about this kind of option well in advance though, as there are typically only a small number of these cabins available and they get snapped up quickly. Similar is true of disabled cabins. If you have someone in your party who is in a wheelchair, you can get a larger room with a wet room style bathroom which makes showering easier. Again though, book early to avoid disappointment. Your choices don't end there either. There are 7 or 8 subcategories of ship based on where the cabin is on board. As a general rule of thumb, rooms amidships will cost the most, as that's the most stable part of the vessel if the seas are rough, followed by the stern and then the bow, where you could find a bargain if you have a strong stomach.